My beloved self and Arham, I bless you. Today it is 27th of February 2022. Just now I was seeing Sun News Tamil channel. From that I came to know that several countries, including USA and several European countries, have made so many embargo or sanctions against financial transactions of Russian currency. So Russian currency has been blocked in most of the developed countries. At the same time, Russia continues to strike Ukraine, it seems. So the Ukrainian President Zelantski was forcing Russia to stop the war or to come to give a ceasefire so that they can proceed for discussions with Belarus. Russia is inviting Ukraine for talks to Belarus. So this is the status. Whereas these two leaders, for their egoistic fight, they are unnecessarily tripling civilians and military people and their families. This war is unwarranted. Actually, Russia has shown its rowdyism, international rowdyism, by means of forcing Ukraine to not to align with NATO countries. Though agreements would have been signed when USS are divided, but it doesn't mean that we should go only by the agreements. Every individual country have their rights to be as they like. If at all they are bound to do something to you, they should have actually financially or physically bound. Otherwise, you should not control anybody. This is the natural law. Therefore, interfering in the freedom of Ukraine, forcing it to submit to Russia is unwarranted, but Russia is doing that. Though already a motion was moved and a resolution was moved in the United Nations organization 2 days back, the Security Council, but Russia, using its veto power, it has successfully made that resolution void. Whereas America and several European countries, around 11 countries, have approved that resolution against Russia's this war move. Whereas India, China, and United Arab Emirates, these two countries have abstained from voting. They try to maintain neutrality. Whereas only one country, Russia, has used its veto power and totally avoided that resolution. So when this is the status of United Nations organizations functioning, what is there? There is no justice in United Nations organization. The member countries should come out of that. I am the president, founder of a global community for peace. Join me. Those who are interested to have a peaceful globe, join me. The leaders, join me. I will direct you properly, appropriately. I am the real leader of the world globe for the peace only. Therefore, again tomorrow the UN is going to conduct another meeting, it seems. In that, what happens, let us see. Let us wait and see. This is the status as of now regarding the Ukraine and Russia. Ukraine is just defending itself from Russian offenses, whereas Russia is offending Ukraine. So Russia is doing crime. Ukraine has not yet started offending Russia. They have the war at the border. Fortunately, the border very close to Russia is having two states of Ukraine, which are already given independence by Russia from Ukraine. Therefore, that border is with Russia now. Therefore, Ukraine directly cannot attack Russia, it seems. However, Ukraine may also have sufficient warfare. Otherwise, Sweden has already started helping it with sufficient warfare and armor and ammunitions. And America has already sanctioned 600 million US dollars as aid to Ukraine. France has also agreed to help Ukraine. Well, this is the status. Ukraine has all the ability to strike back Russia, but it has not at all started that. It is simply defending itself, whereas Russia is striking Ukraine. Russia is doing crime. Therefore, Russia should certainly be appropriately punished. Russian President Vladimir Putin should be uh, put behind bars. This is my contention. As well as Zelantski also should be put behind bars. He is also not for the interest of the people. His people. Otherwise, he should have gone for talks already. He should have agreed with the original USSR division agreements. So both the leaders are erring because of their grave egoistic wrong decisions. Unnecessarily, people who depended on them, who voted them to the presidency, are now suffering. Therefore, these two people, both Vladimir Putin and Zelensky, should be put behind bars. They should be punished appropriately as they are reasonable for the, they are responsible for the war now and the international disturbance. Home.